Hi everyone, Suffolk record collector here, Chris, again. Got a bit of a different video today. We're going to be showcasing some records that I haven't shown. I think one I've shown before. This is not a Vinyl Finds pickup. This is, going to class it as 4 scarce records from my collection that you won't have seen before, and 1 rare record that I think I've shown before, but I'm showing it again for a reason. We'll get to that in a little while. So these are going to be scarce records that range from 1967 to 1971. Some of you might say, well, they're not scarce. Yes, they are, in the condition that they're in. Okay, so with all of that in mind, we'll get through and we'll have a look at some scarce records. Okay, first off, and they're all, how can I put it, records that experimental. One is an experimental record, but a couple of these are as well in their own way, but we'll get to that in a moment. So first off, this is from 1967, and these are all records that you just might have passed you by. Okay, you might, some of you will know some of these records, some of you won't, but hopefully there's something new here for some people. Okay, first off, I'd like to say we're going 1967, and that's the album Open. You can see that. Bloody glare, can't stop that, I'm afraid. The album's called Open, and it's by Brian Auger, Julie Driscoll. Amazing picture of Julie Driscoll there, isn't it? Hey. Now, genre-wise, this is, how can I put it? Jazz rock. It's 60s. It's drenched in organ. Brian Auger, organ player. 60s organ, psychedelic organ. So there's, to me, what I hear is tinges of psychedelia, jazz. Yeah, and it is a fantastic album, in my opinion. It's a fantastic album. Track wise on here, so side 1, so you got 2 sides. You got side 1, which is like Brian Auger on it, just him. There's some, well, I say just him, there's other people on it as well. There's horns, there's every bloody thing, but there's no singing by Julie Driscoll on it, on side 1. You've got tracks on here. You've got In and Out, O Sola Natale, Black Cat, Lament for Miss Baker, and Goodbye Jungle Telegraph. Side 2 is the side Julie Driscoll sings on. Starts off with Tramp, Why Am I So Bad, A Kind of Loving, Break It Up, and a really good version of Donovan's Season of the Witch. Great album, hard to find today, and it's on an amazing label that might be new to some people. Some people who know this that won't be new to them, but and that's a mono, as 1967 mono on Marmalade Records. You can see that. Try and stop that glare if I can. There you go. And as you can see, the condition of this is lovely. Scarce today, hard to find. Yeah, if you go on eBay, Discogs, you're going to pick up a copy. But this is from 67, so be wary. If you cannot see the condition of this record, and I'll say it about any old records, if you cannot see the condition and you're relying on the people on Discogs to grade it correctly, which is, how can I put it, we all have our own ideas, and so do the dealers or people who are selling these records, okay? near mint for this type of record is going to be virtually virtually the hardest thing to find because of their age. Yeah, it can be pricey. They can be pricey as well, especially if you're going on eBay. I picked this up. I've had this for years. It's a lovely VG Plus. I would class this as a VG Plus copy all day long. Plays with hardly any clicks or pops. Really, really nice. So if you're into the British jazz from the late 60s, you know, swinging 60s, this is perfect. This is a great album, okay? But not as good as the next album I'm going to show you, which is a fantastic album, which they are all fantastic albums, I believe. In my opinion only. Some of you are going to think, oh my God, no, don't like that. And there's stuff I don't like. So next is an album that can be expensive, and this is in beautiful, beautiful condition. Again, we're going to jump into 1968, okay? And that's Brian Auger and the Trinity. Again, an amazing album, really, really fantastic, and this is in better condition than the other one, and the other one's nice, trust me. Okay, this is from 68. So this is Brian Auger and Trinity. No Julie Driscoll. Track wise on here starts off side 1, A Day in the Life, brilliant. George Bruno Money, Far Horizon, and a great version of John Brenn's Body. It's brilliant. Second side, Red Beans and Rice, Bumping on Sunset, If You Live, and Definitely What. Great album, 68. But this one is in truly, 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 truly lovely condition. Again on Marmalade. This doesn't say whether this is mono or stereo. I suspect from my listening it's a mono, but Discogs don't even list it as a stereo or a mono. Okay, so I'm unsure. Okay, now this one can go for 3 figures, £100 more. Again, if you're buying off Discogs, or not so much Discogs, but especially eBay, I would only buy these sort of records off a dealer that I know and trust and have bought from before and bought cheap. Do you know what I mean? Because I have seen so much. I got burnt on eBay a while back. In the end, after a big kerfuffle, it didn't cost me anything. But I got burnt, and I didn't say about it at the time because we was going through like a dispute. But I'll talk about it a little bit now. I found a rare record on eBay. It was far cheaper than it should have been. I messaged the seller before I decided to buy it. He said, yeah, it plays really well, blah, blah, all of this. Yeah? Okay. Now, that was a mono copy of Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Mono copy. Every copy you see is stereo. This was mono. I paid my money, weren't a lot of money, 35 quid. And he was obviously not a dealer, he was just someone selling some records, okay? That got here, I knew the cover, because I see the photographs, and I knew the cover wasn't going to be that brilliant. There wasn't actually a photograph of the vinyl. He had it sort of sticking out of the cover a little bit, you know what I mean? That got here, and as soon as I took the record out, I thought, oh my God. It was literally trashed. The worst trashed record I have ever seen. You would not put that on a child's record player. It wouldn't play. So I thought, oh, well, I'm just going to clean it, because that was filthy. I cleaned it, give it a good clean with my machine, and you could see it's full of scratches, deep gouges. Oh, mate. You know. So after a big kerfuffle, I did get reimbursed, not by eBay but by PayPal. Eventually, it took a long while. It took a little bit of a while for me to keep complaining and, you know, going mad. I couldn't get the seller, wouldn't respond to me, and I think eBay because there was tracking and everything, there was nothing eBay was going to do. He couldn't respond to me, and in the end, I think PayPal stepped in and said, "Oh, see, you're having a problem, blah 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 blah," and he wouldn't even respond to PayPal. So PayPal refunded me, and the record went straight in the bin. Which is a shame. I still have the cover. It was a mono cover, but yeah. So beware, beware. You know, I got caught out. Stupid little mistake. Just be very wary. And with these 60s records, be wary. Okay. So that's Brian Auger and Trinity. Okay. So 67, 68. And they're going to go jump up to 1969. These two are, again, in late 60s, jazzy type fusion. Not those two so much as more psychedelic jazz, rock jazz from that period, swinging 60s. But we're now jumping to 69. So it's got a little bit later. A completely different artist altogether. Again, I class this as a scarce record because of the condition that it is in. This isn't there's plenty of these on eBay, and maybe on Discogs, I haven't checked, but last time I looked, there was a lot of these on eBay. But eBay are asking quite a bit of money for this, and this is one of those records that's scarce that it isn't a lot of money. I didn't pay a lot of money for this, and I got like nearly a near mint vinyl. I might have shown this before, but I don't think I have. That's the band Coliseum, and that's their debut called Those Who Are About to Die Salute You. And I just love this cover. I'm well into like anything Roman. Through my metal detecting days, I collect Roman coins as well. And it's a gatefold. Fantastic. This is a fantastic album. There's a little bit of fusion going on here, a little bit of blues. Obviously, the band was consisted of John Heisman on drums, Dick Hextall-Smith, tenor and soprano sax, Dave Greenslade from Greenslade on organ and vocals, Tony Reeves, bass guitar, James Litherland, vocals and guitar. Great album. Recorded in the winter of 68, 69, released in 69. Side one starts off with Walking in the Park, Plenty Hard Luck, Mandarin, Debut. Side two, Beware the Ides of March. Amazing, amazing track. The Road She Walked Before, Backwater Blues, Those About to Die. Now, all of these records I have found out in the wilds. None of these have come. I've got very, very, very few records online because I find them. You know, I've got a few places I go to here in Suffolk. Amazing, amazing. This is not expensive, although on eBay I've seen these sort of 70, 80 quid. There's no need. It's not, because this is not a swell. It's never released on swell, because their next album, I believe, Valentine's Week, is on swell. But that ain't, I mean, that isn't an expensive record either, even on the swell label. But this was released on Fontana. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. This is what you've got to be looking for with these records. I mean, I didn't pay a lot. I think I paid 30 quid for this. Quite a while ago, actually. But fantastic, fantastic record. 1969, I class this as scarce because of the condition that it's in. Never ever jump at the first thing you see. I held off for buying a copy of this for quite a while. Seen one or two, but it doesn't turn up that often. Bearing in mind, I don't really go to record fairs. I don't like all the crowds of people and jostling trying to get in. And I usually find that at a record fair, you aren't really going to get a bargain. The rare records they know, they're rare or scarce, and they're priced accordingly. Whether the prices are right or not, it's not what I'm getting into. I'm just trying to prove a point that you can find some of these records at reasonable prices if you, in the wild, you know. But I only shop here in Suffolk. I don't go to London record stores. Perhaps I should. Maybe I would find more. But I find enough, I think, for what I want. So that's that. Next, we're going to jump again. We're staying in 69. This is an amazing record. Many reissues of this. You don't have to have the. I won't say these are all original UK first pressings. Okay, all of them, apart from one, which is the next one. It's not a UK record. This one, an amazing record. Truly, truly an amazing record. I love this record. I've had it quite a while, and it can be a bit pricey, but you should be able to find a nice copy of this for, you know, not a lot. Again, that was a stereo, that last one. First two were monos. We're going back to mono, and that's Joe Cocker's debut, with a little help from my friends. I'm sorry about the glare. There's not a lot I can do about it. It's got like a laminated sleeve. I've not got a light on either, so but that's just what's streaming in the window. Nice flip back. UK original on. Again, mono, UK mono. I'm looking for a stereo. There is a stereo of this as well. It's released in stereo as well, so I'm still looking for a stereo copy. Never found one. Nice condition on Regal Zonophone. This is, I believe, his debut album from 69. There are a couple of tracks on here from 68, but I think they were singles. So, and what is amazing on here, when you look on here at the people who were on this album, bearing in mind the album's cool, with a little help from my friends, you have Matthew Fisher is on here from Procol Harum. You have Jimmy Page on here. You have Stevie Winwood on here, although he's only on a couple of tracks, Stevie Winwood. BJ Wilson's on here, Chris Stainton, and Henry McCulloch, and Mike Kelly. This was, let me have a look on here, mixing engineer Tony Visconti. But on the track, where is it? Bye Bye Blackbird on here, which is a Henderson-Dixon number. You have Jimmy Page guitar, but he only plays solo. You have Tony Visconti playing the guitar, but not the solo on here. This is a great album. Track-wise, I mean, you may know this album, you may not, but it is a banger, an absolute banger. Side one starts off Feeling Alright, Bye Bye Blackbird, Changing Louise, Margarine, which was a track from 68, I believe it was a single, Just Like a Woman, Dylan number, absolutely brilliant. Side two, Do I Still Figure in Your Life, Sandpaper Cadillac, Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, obviously the track that he is so famous for, With a Little Help from My Friends, and another Dylan cover of I Shall Be Released, which is amazing. A lovely flip back, lovely condition. I just love that cover. That is amazing. Very young Joe Cocker there. Obviously, we all know he appeared at Woodstock. That's brilliant. I'm not a big fan of Joe Cocker, his later stuff. Definitely not. But this one is fantastic. Fantastic album. Right, so that's 4 what I class as scarce records. So we're now getting into what I would class as a rare record. And yes, it is a rare record. It's a German record, Crate Rock. It's not an original first pressing, but we're going to get into all of that in a moment. But I'm showing this again because, I have a sip of coffee, but I'm showing it again because for people who are newer to the channel, newer collectors, yeah, don't jump and buy the first thing you see, yeah, because you have a good chance if you keep looking, it will turn up for you at the right price for you. Because this record is a very, very pricey record to buy. I didn't pay a lot of money for this at all. It's probably got, it's iconic. It's German, experimental from 1971, experimental rock from 1971. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine. And I certainly love this. And I think out of all of the album covers that I own, and album covers, this one is my favourite. And I'm going to show it to you. Ashraf Temple, debut album. Now this opens up. Like so. So you can see that, yeah. Then that opens up again. I just think this is such a fantastic cover. You see that? Now you have German writing here. If I remember rightly, yeah, everything's in German on this side. Then on this side, on the other side, it's all in English. Fantastic album. The problem with it is there's some water damage at the bottom. Still all intact, but there's definitely water damaged at the bottom, which is a shame. But I'm going to get into what, you know, in a minute. Why I'm showing it again. Just look at this. So an original on the envelope. Look at that. VG plus all day long. I don't like to call records of this age near mint because unless you find one, again, let me just show you this, because if you look closely at the spindle hole, if you can see it, I don't know if you can, there is none of that hardly ever been played. No spindle marks at all, at all. Now, like I said, this is not an original pressing, first pressing. It's a repress. It was repressed 4 times, okay? This is the 3rd repress, and this is the rarest pressing of the 4 that carry this beautiful cover. After the 4th pressing, they just went to a normal cover. This is still on the front, but you've got no open flaps, blah, 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 all of that, yeah? So this is rare. There was less copies of this pressed than any of the other 3 pressings, and it was available for less time than any of the other 3 pressings. So this makes this, and I think I'm right, the rarest pressing of this album with this cover. I didn't pay a lot of money for this. Yeah, I paid a bit, but I didn't pay 3 figures. I can't remember, but I don't think I even paid a 3-figure sum for this. Now, if you look on Discogs, I think there's 4 or 5 for sale on Discogs. Anything from 450 quid for a near mint. Again, I wouldn't call any record near mint unless you're really, 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 really lucky. I mean, this is clean, and these pressings, early pressings of this album, are notorious for noise on the vinyl. Okay, there's not a mark on here, but you still got a little bit of crackle on the intro for about 30-40 seconds on both sides, and on the runoff on the end. No marks, can't see anything. So, you know, there is always that little bit of crackle. Like I say, eBay, Discogs, you're going to get a lot of change out of 350 quid for one of these. That's a lot of money. I've been looking for one of these for years and years and years. Sometimes see it, sometimes don't. I used to bid on eBay because I really, really wanted a copy of this. Always getting a bid, you know, because I'm not prepared to pay 300-400 quid for a record. But one day, where I always go, funny enough, market stall, he said, I was looking through the crates and stuff, and he said, oh, Chris, I've got a crate of records I brought in that, do you want to have a look through? Because there might be something in there you want. He said, that stuff I won't put out in the crates. He said, the stuff I hold back for customers, because he said, I can't put records in the crates that are 80, 90 quid, 100 quid, whatever. He said, because they're there for bloody ever, because he knows his customer base, what sells, what don't. And anyway, I was going through, there was some rare records. I mean, there was some psych records he was showing me that he wanted like a lot of money for. Too much for me. And then I was just flicking through, and I went, hang on, go back. That one. He said, oh, right, yeah, okay. Yeah, he said, I think that's in lovely condition apart from the cover. Anyway, he looked up. He said, yeah, he told me the price. I think that was under 100 quid. And I'm thinking, are you sure? Anyway, I bought it. Come on. I got it. Amazing. So don't think you have to pay big money. This is a rare record. And I found it. I found other rare records as well, where I haven't paid nowhere near what they're worth. You know, because if you go on Discogs, go on eBay, they're putting them on there for what they're worth. You know, or if that's what they're worth. I'm just saying they're putting them on there for a certain amount of money. If you go to a dealer or a shop, I tend to find these things are cheaper because he's got stock he needs to shift to bring more records in, blah, 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 keep turning over. And this guy I use, he's been on that market now for 10 years, yeah? And people are always there. He's there twice a week. People are always there. And he makes a very good living from, you know, shifting these records. I've bought numerous records from him, you know, certain price, and they're usually loads cheaper than on, you know, the dearer ones on Discogs. And this is where Discogs, you know, you've got to be able to interpret from the high, yeah, because the high of this record, this pressing that I've just shown you, on Discogs now, the high of that I think is 480. It's the highest price that's sold for. But the median is like 156, I believe. Now, there's a massive gap there. So you think, oh, I'll go and have a look on eBay. But on eBay, you ain't going to find this for 150 quid. You are not going to do it. So, yes, they're there. But, I mean, like a while ago, I saw a record on eBay. I'm always looking on eBay. I saw a record and I thought, I need that. And that was coming from Germany. So it's being sold on eBay in Germany. And I thought, oh, that looked nice. That looked nice. And it was a true first state, first pressing. And he got up, and he was a big dealer from Germany, near mint, yeah? And that was Neil Young's first album. And I'm thinking, oh, I've got a copy now. But I mean, that looked like a brand new record. Yeah, this was about a year ago, a bit more. And I'm telling you now, the final price on that was over 600 euros. And I'm thinking, what am I missing here? Yes, a beautiful, beautiful copy of a record. But over €600 is what it actually sold for. And I'm thinking, yes, it is an old record. It is a desirable record. But I have got a copy of that in VG. The vinyl's scraping in at VG Plus, I would say. There are some marks on it, no feelables, a few marks, plays really well. The cover is nice, yeah, and I think I paid 40 quid. You know, so there's a little lesson to be learned for newer collectors to vinyl, younger collectors to vinyl as well. You know, these records are out there. You can find them. It might take you a while. Some of these records I've been looking for many, many years. But, you know, I just thought I'd like to share this with everyone. I showcased a few records that I class as, you know, hard to find. And the Asherah Temple is definitely a rare record. Yeah, so that's a krautrock grail for many, many people. So that's that. I've got some more videos I'm going to be doing. Probably next video, I'm going to highlight a few of the box sets, which I've never shown box sets. So I'm just going to highlight a few of my favourite box sets that I own. Don't own that many, but I have a few. So I'm going to be doing that. And there's one or two surprising ones. There's one surprising one in there. One really nice box set I'm going to show. So that's going to be my next video, probably in a few days. We've got Christmas coming up, so I'm not going to be buying any records, but I've got a few, you know, things, a couple of ideas for videos, one bit of a discussion. So I'd like your opinion on whether you think these are scarce records or, well, I know, you know, they are, but, you know, I want your opinions. So in the comments below, as always, I'll try and answer all comments. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Until next time, stay good.